My name is Ryan, and I am a current biochemical engineer at the University of Georgia and a member of the UGA student chapter of AICHE, and I'm here to talk to you about COVID-19. This is you. You are a human, probably around 4 or 5 feet tall, and you are a living thing made up of different organs, like your lungs or brain, which are made of tiny cells, like this one. Cells are way too small to see with your eyes, so let's zoom in so we can see it a little bit better. Over here, we have a virus. It's much smaller than you, and even smaller than a cell. A virus is not a living thing though. It only has a membrane, which forms a pocket and protects the RNA that the virus has inside. They can't breathe, talk, or think. It just floats around. This is SARS-CoV-2, also known as COVID-19, which is a specific version of coronavirus. Coronavirus is any group of RNA viruses that cause a variety of respiratory, gastrointestinal, or neurological diseases in humans and other animals. That's just a fancy way of saying that they're a group of viruses that share a similar structure, and we know that they can sometimes make us sick. COVID-19 kind of looks like a ball with flowers sticking out of it. Those flowers are called spike proteins, and they help the virus infect your cells. Your cells have a protein too, called a receptor binding protein, which helps the cell know what's around it. Think of it like an arm waving around so the cell knows where it is. As the virus is floating around, it can knock into one of those receptor binding proteins, and the virus's spike protein fits like a key in a lock, and the cell lets the virus in. But once inside the cell, the virus forces the cell to make copies of itself. This allows the virus to multiply and infect other cells. COVID-19 attacks your lungs, and when you breathe in and out, the virus can get picked up in the air you breathe and get into the room. When you breathe, it stays close. But if you cough or sneeze, it can travel really far away. If you happen to breathe in COVID-19, the virus could land on a cell in your lungs, where a receptor binding protein would let it in, and you would get infected. That's how the virus spreads. You can also touch a surface that has COVID-19 on it. Don't worry, the virus can't do anything on your skin, but if you touch your eyes, nose, or mouth, then the virus can get in your body and make you sick. But we can do things to stop the virus from spreading. By washing our hands, we are taking away the virus, and hand sanitizer can make it inactive. And by wearing a mask, we prevent our breath from reaching other people. So why don't we just avoid touching anything, take baths in hand sanitizer, and never go outside or near people? Well, our body is covered in bacteria, tiny living things that help us survive. If we kill all the bacteria, we can get really sick. We also need to talk to other people to help us grow. So we don't want to avoid people and stay inside just because we might get sick. But we do want to be careful and try to protect ourselves. And now that there's a vaccine, we can better prepare our bodies in case we do get infected. But that's for another day.